Welcome to Our Mountains. I'm Rhonda Brashear.
I'm Dean Osborne.
And I'm Joel Brashear. And folks, in just a few minutes, we're going to take a closer look at the Challenger Center here in Eastern Kentucky. And it just so happens this is the 30th anniversary of that tragic Challenger explosion. Dean, do you remember where you were when that happened?
I do, Joel. We were in a meeting in Lexington, and we knew that launch was scheduled to happen, and just so happens they had the TV on in another room, and we saw the commotion of what was going on with the newscast being interrupted and what appeared to be a good takeoff, and we kind of gathered around that for a moment. But I remember very well being concerned for the families that were watching that and what a tragedy it was.
Yeah, I remember too. I was at work and I wanted to go back and watch the launch and was standing there and just couldn't believe when those two plumes of smoke just kind of split the air, and it was chilling, and it's something that you never forget.
You know, I was still pretty young when that happened, but it's strange what you do remember. Punky Brewster, remember that old show? Did a special about the Challenger explosion, kind of explaining it to kids my age about what had happened, and I remember that very vividly. The families of the astronauts, the crew on the Challenger, came together several years ago and created Challenger Centers, and we actually have one of those here in Eastern Kentucky. Let's take a closer look.
The Challenger Learning Center was founded by the families of the Challenger astronauts who lost their lives in the 1986 Challenger space shuttle explosion. And they, because that was NASA's educational mission with teacher Krista McAuliffe aboard, those family members felt that it was their responsibility to turn that tragedy into something positive. So they started this concept of Challenger Learning Centers, and the first one opened in 1988 in Houston, and then our center here in Hazard opened in 1999.
With 47 locations across the globe, the Challenger Center is leading the way in training the scientists and engineers of tomorrow.
What we're doing is we're training the next generation of scientists and engineers. We need new students to be able to take over those jobs, because the world we live in today is not the world that most of us grew up in. We see so many students who go off to college and are looking at their majors, and they never consider engineering because they've never met an engineer. They don't know what engineering is. So we want the students to know that engineering is fun, it's creative, it's interesting, and it can change the world around us. It can really create a whole new lifestyle for the next generation, just like we did with the internet and wireless communications and things of that nature. So we want these students ready to change the world, to make a difference.
Students who visit a Challenger Center are transported to outer space, where one group act as astronauts performing detailed experiments, while the others are on a mission control team back on Earth.
Teams of students have to work together as a team between the Earth-based mission control and the space station that is orbiting around the Earth. So that space mission simulation is what makes us a Challenger Center. But we offer a lot of other programs as well. We have a program that we developed here at our center called Mars Invasion 2030, from coal camp to space camp. And this was a partnership with the coal industry, where we look at how coal mining and space science are alike, and how STEM education, science, technology, engineering, and math is important whether you're going to be an astronaut or whether you're going to be a mining engineer or a coal miner.
What we do at the Challenger Center is we like to approach things from a creative angle, to look at things in a way that's not what most people are used to. So what we do in our Mars Invasion program is we compare coal mining with space mining. And you may have heard on the news, space mining is big news lately. There are asteroids out there that are full of gold or platinum, things that a lot of these corporations really want to get their hands on. But how does that apply to coal mining? Well, we also talk about Mars colonization. When we go to Mars, we're going to need drinking water for lots of different things. So how are we going to get that water? It's probably going to be found in the form of frozen ice, which means we're going to be drilling using the same techniques to get ice out of the ground on Mars that we use to get coal out of the ground here on Earth. So there's really a lot of overlap that people might not think of.
Teachers who take advantage of the Challenger Center come back year after year because it is so beneficial to their students.
I've been bringing students to the Challenger Center since it opened in 1999. It's a very educational program for the students, promotes a lot of math, reading, science. They get so excited to be able to do the hands-on and be able to do the extended activities with the hands-on, and it promotes a lot of reading and a lot of math and science.
And the Challenger Center is adding new and exciting programs all the time.
We provide a number of different types of summer camp programs for all ages. We had some high school programs this past summer, but we even go down to 5-year-old programs during the summertime. And so offer a variety of different types of programs. We've just recently started offering a Project Lead the Way kindergarten through 5th grade STEM program, where we go to the schools and provide these science, math, technology programs in the classroom.
In Aftermath Engineering, we take a look at common engineering careers and how we might use those in the event of a disaster. That could be something as simple as making a homemade water filter out of supplies you might find around the house, or it could be building a robot, learning some electrical engineering, or doing some programming and design. Lots of different activities that tie into many of our common engineering fields.
If you would like more information on how you can bring your school or group to the Kentucky Challenger Center in Hazard, check out their webpage at clcky.com or look them up on Facebook. You can also give them a call at 606-487-3049.
Thanks, Joe. Looks like those kids are learning something while they have a good time. When we come back, we'll hear from some students at our Kentucky School of Bluegrass and Traditional Music. Don't go away.
Passion, personalized care, and a mission to serve women and families in Kentucky. We are Frontier Nursing University. Through distance education and clinicals in your own community, become a nurse midwife and share your passion for women and family care. Visit frontier.edu.
Welcome back. You know, sitting here in the auditorium of the Kentucky School of Bluegrass and Traditional Music, it brings back a lot of memories. And I had a lot of fun here. I learned a lot from all the instructors and the other students. Let's take a listen as the ensemble sings now, Runaway Train.
Take you where your heart won't break it and the water tastes so fine.
Thanks for that song, guys. If you folks at home would like to hear that one again or any of the other songs we've done on the show before, check out our Facebook or YouTube pages. Those addresses are there on your screen. Plus, sometimes we even have online exclusives that you'll only find on those Facebook and YouTube pages. Now, when we come back, Mom's got a great recipe for you, and we've got even more great music lined up. Don't go anywhere.
One voice, unifying banking in Kentucky, our Commonwealth. We are the Kentucky Bankers Association. We are the KBA. The KBA is a nonprofit trade organization that has been providing legislative, compliance, education, and vendor solutions to its member institutions since 1891. The KBA's directors and staff work together with its members to make the financial services industry in Kentucky a more effective and successful place to work. The mission of the KBA is to provide effective advocacy for banks in Kentucky and on a national level. We strive to serve as a reliable and responsive source of information and education about areas of interest to the Kentucky banker. The strength of the Kentucky Bankers Association is bankers unifying as an industry to speak as one voice. With one voice, we are a Commonwealth.
Well, it looks like yet another week without Dino in the cooking segment, but nevertheless, we're going to send it to Rhonda's Country Kitchen. She's going to be fixing a Kentucky favorite, hot browns. Rhonda?
Today we're going to be making Kentucky hot browns. You may be intimidated about making this, but once you get your cheese sauce made, the rest of it is just putting it together like a sandwich. So we are going to start by making homemade cheese sauce. And I'm going to use some real butter. Turn my heat on here, about medium-high heat. And we're going to use 3 tablespoons of butter. Let that start boiling. I'm going to add some salt and pepper. This is pepper. About a teaspoon of salt. And we've got to have flour. Use my trusty Wonder Flour here. I'm going to make about 1 quart of cheese sauce. So I've got to use, I'm going to say, between 1/4 cup and 1/2 cup of flour. I want it to be just the right consistency. So I'm melting my butter and cooking the flour. You don't want to brown this. And just when it gets melted and all of your flour is absorbed into the butter, I'm going to add my milk. Now I used evaporated milk with water. A whole can of evaporated milk, and then I watered it down to make 4 cups. I'm going to stir it so that it won't have any lumps. Increase my heat up to about, almost high. Just before it starts to boil, I'll add some shredded cheese. It's starting to thicken up a little bit at the bottom, so keep on watching it. Don't let it scorch. I'm going to taste it to see if it's got enough salt in it. Probably needs a little bit more. The way I put my hot browns together, I put some sauce in the bottom of the pan, and then I'll put a layer of toast, some ham and turkey, more toast, cover that with the cheese sauce, and then I'll put a slice of tomato and some fried bacon on top, and then stick that under the broiler. The beauty about this recipe is that you can make this for a crowd, or you can make it for just 1 or 2. So I would encourage you to make this. It's just starting to thicken up, so I'm going to add my shredded cheese. And this is about 1 cup. cheddar cheese is what I like, but you can use others. You could use Swiss or American. I just like the taste of the cheddar. I've eaten hot browns before that had too much cheese in their cheese sauce, and I thought that was just too heavy. So I like a lighter cheese sauce. And I think this one's just about ready to start. I'm gonna put a little bit in the bottom. Not too much. And we're gonna put this together. There we go. So we're gonna do toast. And let's add some more sauce. Can't have too much cheese sauce. If you make too much cheese sauce, you can use it over broccoli or cauliflower or other, even macaroni. Make macaroni and cheese with this sauce, really good. What I like to do is put a little bit of cheese sauce between every layer. It's getting to be the perfect consistency now. And let's do more bread. I think I'm going to have to get me a ladle. Now I'm making this several layers thick. You could make shorter layers for a smaller portion, or make it big like I'm doing it for supper. We're all hungry. I'm going to have some leftover cheese sauce, so I'm going to save it for some macaroni and cheese for the kids. I think they would like that. All right. Top each one with a tomato. A little bit more pepper. Just a touch of salt on that tomato. And of course, more sauce. Bacon. Okay, we are ready to pop that into an oven under a broiler just for a few minutes until the cheese gets bubbly. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I'll take it out of the oven and we'll test those hot browns. Stay tuned.
Passion, personalized care, and a mission to serve women and families in Kentucky. We are Frontier Nursing University. Through distance education and clinicals in your own community, become a nurse midwife and share your passion for women and family care. Visit frontier.edu.
The hot browns are that. They are hot and they are brown. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. They smell good, they look good. They're too hot to eat right this minute, so I'm going to let them cool just a little bit. We're going to set the table and have some friends and family in to eat. Birthday supper. All right.
Rhonda, that looks great. I'd love to come over and have dinner. Right now we're going to go to our friends Mitch Barrett and Melody Youngblood, featuring a song that won an award at the Telluride Festival Songwriting Contest. It's called Born to Waste.
Johnny was rotten, had a cold, dead heart. He traded everything he owned to put an ox behind the cart. He wasn't born to waste. He had to acquire that taste. Polly was pretty, frail and pink. Her parents sent her away to college, or so they think. She wasn't born to waste. She had to acquire that taste. After the ball game, out in the car, she thought Johnny was beautiful with all his scars. Down to the corner of propriety and crack, he took her as far as the money went. Then they drove on back. No mama, daddy, soothe this child. Only the angels can save her now. She was trying to fit in, now she's dying to get out. Memories of virginity, a bad taste in her mouth. She wasn't born to waste. She had to acquire that taste. Couldn't find a job, but he could always score. So full of good intentions, they spilled out upon the floor. He wasn't born to waste. He had to acquire that taste. Polly and Johnny are playing house. They spend the money her parents send, living hand to mouth. But water won't quench a thirst for blood. It appears the flesh is weaker than God is good. They wouldn't born to waste. They had to acquire that taste. They weren't born to waste. They had to acquire that taste.
All right, folks, we're almost out of time, but there's still more Our Mountains coming your way. Don't go anywhere.
Our Mountains is sponsored by Frontier Nursing University, Pioneers for Healthcare.
The Kentucky Bankers Association. More than banks, they're your neighbors. And by a special gift from Mr. and Mrs. Sunshine.
Well, that's another week.
We've had a great time, some great music, and my favorite, hot browns.
Those hot browns were good.
Thank you.
Also, the Challenger Center proves that the spirit of those astronauts continue to live on through the work of their families and the educators around the country. Very fortunate to have that in Eastern Kentucky.
And they were gracious hosts when I went over there and filmed that story. And speaking of gracious hosts, Dean's been a wonderful host today since we've been here filming music all day, so thank you for that, Dean.
We appreciate the Hazard Community and Technical College, and we're here at the Kentucky School of Bluegrass and Traditional Music enjoying some music from our students. And want to invite everybody to come visit us sometime when you're in the area. We've got a band ready to get on stage right now, so we'll have to get out of the way.
They're literally beating down the door.
So until next week, have a good week.
God bless.